huge show in store for you as we head into round 12 of the home and away season, and we have a star-studded panel for you tonight. Please put your hands together from the Geelong Cats. Mr. Scott Selwood is in the house tonight. Sitting beside him in the middle is one of our favourites, Bernie Vince from the Melbourne Footy Show, and our very own legend from the Hawthorn Footy Club, Jane Walker. Welcome, fellas. Sit down, Paul.
Welcome, boys. Good to have you along. Good evening to you too, Becca.
Hello.
We've got a monster show tonight as we head into Queen's birthday. Let's not waste any time with our favourite moment in television each and every week. 300-game champion, Hall of Famer, 40-year television icon, and, as it turns out, property mogul. Would you put your hands together for the one, the only John Sammy Newman? What is that?
Now, I must have lost my presence of mind over the weekend because am I allowed to mention that we came around and filmed?
Yes.
We all
I
came
allowed the crew and a whole lot of guests to come round to my... Now, I haven't got a great place, a modest little bed sitter, but it's got some reasonably expensive furniture and fittings in it. And when everyone had left, at about 11 o'clock after the last game on Saturday, watched 3 of them, the aftermath, this was what... this was...
Oh, turn it up.
We did not do that.
Turn it up.
And that used to be there, a $1 million Lamborghini. The main people who wrecked the joint were Shane and his 2 kids, Jack. Jack and Harry. In fact, Jack and Harry were fantastic. Shane is responsible for most of that stuff. And so you can take that, and that is quite an expensive...
No
that's quite... Well, it's got your crap on it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to get to Foss Footy a little bit later on, and the trials and tribulations of what went on at your house, Sam Newman. Take a seat. We
All right, I'm
understand
sitting
you're
down.
a little bit angry
No, I'm
about
pissed
what
off.
happened.
No, I am nice and ticked off.
Yeah, I can imagine you are. Well, things obviously went south after I left, because it didn't happen when I was there. It must have gone south.
No, they
What a host
It was
he does
cross.
too.
Oh, he was magnificent.
House.
We're going to get to that later
How
on.
amazing was his house?
Yeah,
Seriously.
it was phenomenal. We're going to see it all a little bit later on, Croft.
It was incredible, and Jack and Harry absolutely torched the place. That was great. Yeah.
But before we get to all of that, we need to properly introduce our panel tonight. It's first time on the Footy Show, making his debut, Scott Selwood, everybody. Put your hands together. Got a few of the Geelong Cheer squad in tonight as well, which is great to see. Scotty, welcome to the Footy Show, and I've got to say, haven't you added plenty of grunt to the Cat side? You've been back for 3 matches, 44 tackles in 3 matches. That deserves another round of applause. Not only that, as we roll some vision of you playing, I mean, it's been quite phenomenal. You came back with the Bulldogs game. The Cats had 3 in a row at home. It was really important that they ran those 3. Not only are you tackling, you're also kicking goals. I think there's a great smother to come. There you are with your captain, also your brother, obviously. How have you slotted into this side so well?
Yeah, I think the amount of tackles, I don't know if that's actually a good thing. I think I actually had too many that it just means I'm too slow to get to the footy first. So that's what
don't talk
all
yourself
the boys,
down on this show.
That's
We
what all
don't,
the boys are reminding me.
Please don't.
It's just good to get back in the side and just play a role, and it's been a long time coming, it feels like, so just enjoying each game at the moment.
You have had a lot of injuries, but I think it was symbolic there in the crowd, even the Geelong cheer squad, to hear the way they welcomed you in tonight. You've won the fans over in this team in the last month. There's an integral part of the side, and I suspect playing alongside your brother's been a fairly big driver for you.
Yeah, I just think the way that we're playing at the moment is what's winning over the crowd, and that's the most important thing. And yeah, we're at a pretty good point halfway through the season, but we've still got a long way to go, obviously.
A lot of people forget that when you were playing with the West Coast Eagles, you were one of the great run-with players going around, and now you've found your form and obviously got your body right. But Your brother goes okay too. What about the courage of your brother? It's unbelievable. I've never seen a player put their body on the line like he does. I've never seen a player bleed like he does. So tell us, you know, growing up, has he always been like that?
Yeah, he always has been.
You knew that was coming.
I've been waiting for a couple of those, to be honest with you. But he's obviously very good to play with as a player, but also just the simple acts that he does like that are very impressive. And Pat's the other one who also inspires you. And we've also got a lot of other guys in the team. Tommy Lonergan, who does it on a regular basis, and Harry Taylor. So,
do you get worried for him when he plays the way he does?
Not really. He doesn't have a whole lot of brain cells anyway, so it's sort of, there's not much to lose anyway. So it's not too bad.
Yeah, so we've spoken about your brother for the last 4 minutes. Have you had a gutful of the publicity he's getting? I mean, I know he's your brother, but mate, enough's enough. You're part of the side. Could someone speak about you for any length of time without mentioning him?
Yeah, there has been the referral to Dangerwood, and I always remind the guys that it's me in danger, not Joel in danger. But Joel quickly reminds me that no, it's definitely not the case. But no, it's good to have those two in our team.
Now, Scotland, four of you, Selwoods, have played football.
Yep.
Where would you rate yourself 1 to 4? No, we'll let's say Joel's number 1. For God's sake, you know, or else you'll come in and punch the living suitcase out of us. Would you say you're second or third? Or?
Yeah, I'm second. No, I must admit, Adam won a premiership, and that's probably the main thing that I'm chasing at the moment.
He's funnier than Joel, I reckon.
Yeah,
I am funnier
reckon
than
so
Joel.
too.
You do cop it a fair bit, being a Selwood brother. Daisy Thomas gave you a bit of a hard time a little while back. Here he is, Daisy Thomas.
My best one was probably to Scott Selwood against West Coast. We were winning and I was playing all right, and he was tagging me in the last quarter.
Here we go, yep.
I think I just kicked the goal. And I said, oh, well, mate, 4 brothers, one of you's had to be the worst.
Oh, things have changed. What would you do if you were playing Carlton right now? Would you take him on, go the hard tag?
Yeah, it's a bit of a tough one. I'm not sure who the Northern Blues are playing this weekend, but I'm sure.
Dear me.
He's just gone whack on Daisy.
Hasn't he? Well, poor Daisy. He's also a favourite of ours on the Footy Show. Scott, talk about Tom Hawkins. He played a great game on the weekend, but tarnished a little bit because he'll be missing, not next week, the following week. And his 200th for having a little, they're calling it a jumper punch, aren't they, on Matt Crouch. Do you think Tom was a little bit unlucky because it's been talked about so much? Do you now think he is the poster boy for the end of jumper punches?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, it's probably the consistency is what we're frustrated with, and I think Paddy touched on it the other night. But,
and your coach certainly was as well.
Yeah, so I think that's the main thing. But I mean, Tom put himself in that position, and you punch at your own peril. So it's at the same time we also know that you put yourself in that risk. We probably didn't agree with it, but that's what the ruling was, and we've got to move on pretty quickly.
And a lot of people were saying Crouch was staging, but I'll tell you right now, this is staging. Burn. Oh, Bernie. What is that, Bernie? Oh, no. Did you get the free kick? Oh, you're still going? What? Did he really get you, or are you playing that up, man?
First of all, it's good to be on the show. I just welcome myself. It's great to be here.
Well, you've been here enough now that you don't need the full thing, do you?
Well, that actually got me. Yeah, I actually threw up. I'd love to say I was faking it, but I do look very soft in that. But it got me just as I looked away and softened. So I feel like I'm a pioneer of the game. Changed the rules.
Well, you have.
Talked about
like
it.
the Foss.
You haven't been at the remand centre on a warrant, have you? What do you... Whose hair... Did he cut your hair?
Actually, Timmy from Mad Hair, he liked that little plug. Mad hairdressing.
I don't know if he would like that plug,
as well.
Anyhow, you reckon... Now, this is what's wrong with this game. It's a great game and it's a universal game. You reckon you staged or some? Have a look at this. This is the round ball game. Have a look at this.
What is... Oh, no. What's going... What?
That's not serious.
That's for crab.
He's not still there.
Oh, no.
It can't be serious.
Bloke got kicked in the shins, which we've all. Now they should have got suspended for the year for that. Now that's
It normally matches when that happens.
It's a great game.
That's a little over the top.
Oh, really?
You reckon?
Understate the night.
Could I
Bernie,
just
it's
ask a quick question?
Yes.
Could someone tell me, you two, what is a jumper punch? So if you grab someone by the jumper, what is a jumper punch? If someone had a jumper here, if someone come up here that's got a jumper on.
Maybe use your jacket or your shirt and pretend it's a jumper. Why don't you go and do that? Or Scott,
love
No,
to.
but if you grab someone by the... Someone's got a jumper. If you grab someone by the jumper, what is a jumper punch?
I think it's got to be forceful, doesn't it?
What is it?
It's got to be forceful.
Come up here. I'm not going to hurt you, of course. But look, if you grab someone, is that a jumper punch? At what stage does it become a jumper punch? And he didn't hit him in the throat.
Right.
What is a jumper punch? If you just grab someone's jumper and push him, is that a jumper punch? What is the definition of a jumper punch?
I don't really know.
Oh, that's maybe the problem.
You grab them by the neck, Sam, and you put force to the throat.
He didn't grab him by the neck. He grabbed him
like this, you know, like...
Oh, let's change.
He didn't grab him by the jumper.
That's what...
That's enough. That's enough.
He didn't grab him by the jumper.
Travis,
So you're going to be rubbed out for a week? You're going to be rubbed out for a week.
you might have a case to get off
That
on
wasn't
that
a
too. the way the
jumper
rules are.
punch.
Tell me what a jumper punch is.
That wasn't a jumper punch.
you let go of
Grabbed
his
him
Grab a
there,
seat,
hit him
calm
in the
down.
throat.
We're going to move on and talk about that a little bit later on. Welcome to you, Bernie, again. Good to have you along.
Missed my hair.
You've owned Queen's birthday since you got to Melbourne. I think you've been in the Brownlow votes every year since you got here, and it's a big day for Melbourne against Collingwood now on Monday. How are you feeling going into the game?
Yeah, it's obviously a massive game for both clubs. We're both 5-5, and we want to get ahead of that ledger. Such a big occasion too for the footy club and the footy community. So could have 80, 85,000 there hopefully, and nothing better than the big stage.
Bit of extra spice. Taylor Adams' comments during the week about Lyndon Dunn, who comes up against his old side. Let's take a look.
He's just a really mature head. Obviously, he's played a lot of footy. Hasn't been part of a real successful club, and I just get the feeling that he just loves being here at Collingwood. Sort of giving him a spring in his step.
How did that go down at your place? Simon Goodwin used that at all?
He hasn't yet, but I've had a bit of fun with that actually. I just was a bit surprised he mentioned Collingwood being a successful club at the moment. So, but he's only been there 3 years, so I reminded him of that.
Sorry, Sam.
Yeah, mind you, Bernard, he'd be pretty right, wouldn't he? You haven't had a lot of silverware in the cabinet. 60, when was 64? 60, when was it?
Yeah, 60 odd. Yeah, I
60
can't really
what?
remember.
64. Some years since you've had some decoration in the cabinet.
He's got a fair point there, but I was more talking about the current day thing, and since he's been at Collingwood.
Were you talking about that?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
It feels like Judgment Day for both teams on Monday. It's such... I can't remember a bigger stakes Queen's birthday in recent times. Collingwood got momentum. You guys 5-5. Someone's got to go up and down here. It's going to be on for young and old.
Yeah, it's massive. As I mentioned, it's huge. We're both on 5-5. We want to get ahead of that ledger, and we can really set your season up, or sort of your season can implode. So we're looking forward to it.
Yep,
It's
it's
imploded.
going to be a huge Monday. We're going to have a look at Sydney and Western Bulldogs in a minute. But before we get to that, you mentioned it off the top of the show. You were pretty angry about what happened at in your house on the weekend when we all went round to watch Foss footy. We're going to give you a little sneak peek now of actually what went down when we all went round to Sam's house.
He left his man, and that immediately created automatically the loose man. Collingwood! Louder! Look at that, that's...
Are you talking?
What?
Don't you miss grass?
Oh, I never used to smoke a hell of a lot in the early days at all.
These human beings that we're seeing on TV,
Players.
players, yes, they're beasts. They are fast-moving beasts.
Beasts?
Beasts, yes. They're
as in beasts?
Yes, as in beasts, you know. But
Beats. Yeah.
Darren Goldspink. How are you? I was just passing by. I thought I'd drop in.
Goldspink. Beast.
A beat. No, Joffa, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
Oh.
This is being supple.
No,
Just a minute.
You got undies on?
Bet you can't do that.
One more and I'm out. Nah, I can't. He's all yours, Bill.
Move on, and they do also, and they go back like this.
Sam, you there, mate? It's me, Mick, here to watch the game.
Mick who?
Well, Michael Malthouse.
Michael Malthouse. Good God. Who else do we do?
Oh, we do a little bit of Ross Lyons, so we're really looking forward to the challenge tomorrow.
And there is full time.
And we're not going anywhere. We're going to drink you out of house and home.
See you, Sammy.
You can go to bed. We'll be here till Monday. But
appreciate the hospitality, mate.
You do not want to miss Cross Footy. That's later on tonight on the Footy Show. Big game to launch this round of football tomorrow night. As we take a look at the teams that are in for Sydney and the Western Bulldogs. Thursday night at the SCG, the big story, Kurt Tippett is out. More on that in a moment. Naismith gets his chance. Kieran Jack, a big night for him on a big stage still on Thursday night after 5 weeks out with a hip. And they take on the Western Bulldogs, of course. Big outs for the Dogs. Boyd, Morris and Murphy among them. The big story for the Dogs. Cloak gets another chance at centre-half forward. He's on the plane. He's there. There's no smokes and shadows behind the windows about that. He's in the side. Robertson, Boyd to play as well. These are the big stories. Travis Cloak. Big stage, big night, big game. And he'll be expected to play his role against the Swans in the grand final rematch. And so too will Kurt Tippett. A surprise dropping for some, but not so much for others. Scott, how do you think this will play out?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of big outs for the Western Bulldogs, and I think the way Sydney are going, starting to get their form back on track, that I think they'll probably get it done up at Sydney.
I disagree. I think the Bulldogs play Sydney very well, especially up there. They've won the last couple, and I think they'll get the chocolates.
I'm a massive fan of the Bulldogs. I think the way they move the footy and just their depth is unbelievable. I think they'll go up there and they'll definitely get the job done and continue on.
Samuel?
Yeah, no, I think Sydney are just marching towards the 8th.
Marching? It's a long march for Sydney.
Well, of course it is,
They're
Becca.
16th on the ladder at the moment.
Yeah,
3 games?
Probably one game out of the 8, are they?
No, several.
Three games. I said they're marching, and I think they'll get there. The Western Bulldogs will get there, so I'm going for Sydney.
Okay.
Unusual that they're playing each other again, isn't it? Already in the season?
Did you know that?
What's that?
Second time for the season that they played each other already.
Yeah, they had to play many more times during the home and away.
Just twice.
Just 3 or 4.
Just twice. Importantly for this match, though, it is absolutely pouring in Sydney. It has not stopped raining all day, and I think that's the same weather forecast for tomorrow. So I don't know who's actually best in the wet weather. We don't get many wet weather games these days, so I don't know how that will actually suit Travis Cloak. It's pretty hard to mark a ball in pouring rain. Did you know that, Sam?
Yeah, no,
wet weather?
it's been pretty hard for him to mark it in dry weather.
I'm taking too long to tip. I'm contagious. What's wrong with you? Is Western Bulldogs for me. The Doggies, I think. Okay, now, the Footy Smarts competition is back this week. It has been very exciting. We've had 3 competitors so far. We've had Daniel there, we've had Rory, 2 competitors so far. Rory last week, he got 16 out of 20. Tonight, it is Stuart Knight's turn. He's age 44. He is a business banker. High hopes for Stuart. And Billy, I believe you're down in the crowd with our next competitor tonight for Footy Smarts.
Yes, Beck, here we are down here at table 8. We've got Stuart Dogger Knight, 44. He's a banker from the West Bank. How are you feeling, Dogger?
I'm good, Bill, good.
So, nervous?
Yeah, a little bit of tingling in the stomach, yeah.
Good. Butterflies, they are. Now, you learnt to read by reading the Footy Record. Is that true?
Yes, it was great. I actually secretly wanted my father to bring home the record, which I didn't communicate as Mike Brady's up there, Kazali, for many years, but I got the Footy Record and read it religiously because I didn't like the faraway trees, Enid Blyton books. All those, so I stuck with the Footy Records.
Boy. And you're single, Dogger?
Bachelor.
Single, Dogger. And we're on the lookout, aren't we? Man, woman, beast?
Sometimes anything.
But you are married to the Collingwood Football Club. You love Collingwood.
I do. I love Collingwood, Bill. Yeah. Yes, it's been a big part of my life.
And you got what? This scarf? What year?
Yeah, it's a 1979 standard issue.
1979 scarf.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Yep.
And good-looking rooster Sam. He reckons he looks like a cross between Mark Wahlberg and Ben Cousins.
No.
You reckon, Foss?
Yeah, I'd tell him to go and get his eyes tested. I don't know who he looks like, but he actually does sound like a wanker.
He's got one
Shit,
thing.
looks like Marky Mark and the Funky Gang, or whatever they're called.
Did you watch last week? How many did you get last week out of 20?
Oh, yeah, I got the same.
You did not. It was good, Rosa. Righto, we got our friend and Collingwood player Taylor Adams, and he just wanted to say something tonight. So have a look at this, Dogger.
G'day Stuart, it's Taylor Adams here from the Collingwood Footy Club. I hear you're a passionate Pies man and that you're on Footy Smarts tonight, so I want to wish you all the best. The whole Magpie Army's behind you, so good luck. Bernie, I hear you're on the panel tonight, mate, so I'll take the opportunity to say g'day and I'll see you on Monday.
Uncle Arthur, you're very good, Uncle Arthur. Go on. Quick.
Hello, Kenny, boys and girls. It's your favourite Uncle Arthur.
Oh, no, it's terrible.
All right. Thank you very much, Bill. Thanks very much, Bill. And we'll be seeing Dogger in action in Footy Smarts very shortly in the Footy Show. We're going to take a short break here on the Footy Show. We'll be back with much more.
Tonight on the Footy Show, the Danahers join us live in the studio to help their inspirational brother Neilo spread the word about the big freeze at the G, number 3. Time for all of us to take the plunge and help out. A parade of footy experts head to Sam's couch for the first episode of Boss Footy. The competition for the 50 grand in our Footy Smarts quiz is sizzling hot. Can anyone top 18-year-old Rory O'Neill? He could be laughing all the way to the bank. The Pies and the Demons face a mini-final on the long weekend. We'll take a close look at that game. Maybe not that close. And later on, we'll get the target moving in the greatest Footy Show segment of them all, Lose Handball. Stay with us. We're all friends here tonight on the Footy Show.
It's the day that not only unites football, it unites the entire community. The slide, the freeze for MND as we try and beat the beast on Queen's birthday, taking this tragic, horrible, terminal illness and shining a light on it for a day. Some of football's biggest names, some of the industry's biggest stars do their little bit to support one great Australian in Neil Danaher, who's done a whole lot for a whole lot of people that he won't see the benefit of himself. This is one of the days you feel proud to be an Australian. The Queen's birthday famous game. There's the Fossil doing his bit some years ago. And on Monday, the football world unites in its fight to support Neil Danaher and freeze MND. As I mentioned, he's been selfless, brave, inspirational. He's done it all over the last 3 years. Since 2015, he's been the face of the fight against MND, and his passion and his energy has united everyone. $15 million, a member of the Order of Australia. He's also a member of Australia's most famous footballing family. They played 752 games, the Danahers, between them, and tonight they reunite in their quest to shine a light on this horrific cause, this wonderful cause and this horrific illness. Would you put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Neil Danaher and his brothers here tonight, Terry Danaher, Anthony Danaher and Chris Danaher. What a great thrill this is for us to have the four of you here tonight.
Huge
You've
thrill.
come down from Wagga and from the outer suburbs of Melbourne to be together. I think for the first time, the four of you this year on your biggest weekend, Neil. First of all, how are you going, and how special is it to have your three great brothers with you tonight?
They're not that special. All things considered, I'm going well. I'm emotionally really good and a really great spot. Physically, I'm probably not in a great spot, but it is a terminal illness. It progresses. But I'm here. I'm here.
You are, Neil, and we are so grateful for that. And not only are we grateful for that, there are so many people around this country that are so grateful for it, because unfortunately, until you were diagnosed, absolutely nobody, one, knew about MND, and nobody certainly spoke about MND. The difference that you have made is quite remarkable. How much money have you raised so far?
Well, I've raised zero. You people out there raised, when I was diagnosed and I found out about MND, I said, well, what's going on? It was hopeless.
There's
nothing
going
was going on. We don't think it's incurable. It's just woefully underfunded. And all you people out there have helped us raise, and we've committed 15 million to fighting it.
15 million.
And we're fighting this disease.
The details are on the screen. The Footy Show community has been unbelievably generous, and this weekend, your chance again. There's the number, 0429 000 333. If you're not inspired by this man and what he's done, and I suspect, Terry, it's great to have the great former Essendon captain along and your brothers as well, and great to have you all here. I suspect... What does it mean to you all to be together, and how inspiring has your brother been for the rest of the family?
Well, first of all, Craig, it's great to see Chrissy down. He's pretty happy. He's got the crop in, and things are looking pretty good up there at Hillview in New South Wales. And secondly, with Neil, he's done. We try and keep a lid on him. Yeah, keep it under control. And but yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the big freeze. It's a great. It's on the calendar now every year, and they've done a marvellous job there. And thanks to Channel 9 and in putting it all together. And he's done a great job. The big thing is, getting it out there. The awareness, and we're all playing in the background, aren't we, Ants? We're trying to create awareness and help Neilo where we can. But he's kept the ball rolling, and
you're proud of him?
Tremendous. Look, we are. Yeah, as a family, it's been a marvellous job.
But
it's hard for him.
I'll say this on TV. But no, he's done a marvellous job. Look, it's a wretched disease, and we've got to find a cure for it. And
Anthony, I'm sure, along with Chris as well, you're just in awe of what your brother's been able to achieve. Is there anything that you've learnt about Neil in the past 3 years that you didn't already know about your brother?
No. We all did. Neil went away to boarding school at 7, and we didn't spend a lot of time with Neil, but we always knew the make and kind of person Neil was, and I know you talk to people who he coached, and Neil was just a very focused human being and individual, and whatever he focused on, he achieved. And even this fight that he's on now, he's a fighter, and he's just an amazing person at taking on a challenge. And you couldn't have taken on a bigger challenge than Melbourne Footy Club 15 years ago. It was broke, it was leaderless, it had nothing. And in 2 years, he had him in a grand final. Loves a challenge. He didn't choose his challenge, but he's up for it.
A famous town, Hungary, famous family, 11 of you, Chris, as we welcome you in. You flew down tonight, first time we've all been together.
Tell him to get it right, Chris.
Hungary.
Sorry, I knew I'd do that.
Bit slower.
Hungary.
You actually pulled the boots on the weekend for the local team too. So the spirit of football runs through your entire family, doesn't it?
Yeah, look, it's where we grew up, and it's about keeping it alive. Country footy it struggles in some places with numbers, and it's all about keeping it alive. So, but look at what Neil's doing. It's fantastic. Anthony mentioned it before, and just with Neil's personality, he's always been a chaser. He hasn't mucked around, and he's always wanted to get there quick. And I'll say that, like through his whole life, he hasn't mucked around, and it's no different with MND. So we're look, personally just so proud of him and what he's done, and there's still a lot to do.
Now just before I get to you.
That's the first time they've said anything nice.
Well, they're diplomatic, if not honest.
We'll get you the DVD so you can take it home.
Just before I get to you, I want you, Terry, now, bearing in mind, mate, we started late, you can't go on too long, but the three of you...
Well, what's that mean?
No, mate, I'm only joking. The three of you, you're in a cleaning business. I think the three of you were. I want you to tell the story. It's fantastic. About you went round to a captain of industry's house, and you just tell us that story, if you wouldn't mind. That's the three Danaher brothers in the cleaning business.
Well, it was. Yeah, but it's a bit like football, Sam. You have your ups and downs. And this particular day out at Raheem...
Dick Pratt's place?
We had to clean some chandeliers, didn't we, Chris? We had to clean the glass, and we got all that done, and I got called into a place next door to do a bit of clean a few gutters and that there, and I was up there on the roof, and next minute I heard this bang, tingle, tingle, tingle. I'm going, what on earth is that?
No, Tez, you need to go back a little bit further.
Come on,
Here we go.
Tell us the story, mate.
It was on a stairwell, Sam, so stairwell
this is
up
at
that way.
Dick Pratt's house. This is the most magnificent house probably in Melbourne.
It was a beautiful chandelier.
Yeah.
Beautiful chandelier.
500,000.
And Anthony was holding the ladder, and I was up there checking the little globes. And unbeknown to us, we were turning it, just spinning it around, was on a little... There's a nut on the end of it, Sam.
Yeah.
And we were spinning it the wrong way. Terry heard it from the next house. But the funniest thing was there was an Italian lady cleaner there, and I can't speak Italian, but there was a lot of words coming out.
We settled it down, Sam. I said, look, we don't understand...
It was 500 grand, the chandelier.
Yeah, it was. It's quite expensive. But we did a good job, mate. It's amazing what you can do with a claw hammer. He said, Chris, we've got to fix this up pretty quick before Jeannie comes home. So we got up on the roof with a claw hammer, pulled up the iron and pulled her up, and I said, Chris and Anthony, lift her up and wind her back in.
We got the nut back on.
We got her back in, and it looked pretty good. And I said, we'd had the power off by then, as you would. And then I said, we were pretty proud of ourselves. I said, Dance, run down the steps and flick the power back on, will you? The whole place went poof. She costed
You are funny, guys. Hey, the great news is the donations have already started rolling in Hutchie. Kevin from Sales donated $50, and we're hardly keeping up with all the donations coming in. So make sure you SMS the word freeze to 0429 000 333. Now, guys, before the cleaning business, obviously you had a career in football, and there was one day... Have a look at this photo. There was one day that you all played together. It was in round 22 in 1990. I think you're the only brothers to ever play VFL, AFL game all together. Who played the best on that game?
I did. I think I swapped with you, Wednesday. I think I was down...
Neil might have something to say about that.
Who played the best?
Right.
Well, Terry played about 400 games. I played only a few, and he gets really annoyed when I talk about the only game they remember is the one I played with them. And that really annoys him.
Well, you played one famous game also, Neil, with them when you went forward and turned the game. You've been crying out all day. Who can forget this famous day when I think Bruce Dool might have been among the defenders, and you won the game from three-quarter time because you said to the coach that Terry was doing nothing.
Well, not only this game, but many games before it, was hopeless. So,
that's not right.
They moved Terry from centre-half forward to the back pocket, me forward, and the game just changed, Sam. And
You can. You can't receive the ball, mate, if it's not getting up there and you haven't got space to work into, Sam.
Oh, here we go.
I had to go back.
Here we go.
To bloody, along with Alan Stoneham and
Mate,
a few other boys, to get the ball in there quicker. You know, so they had space to move into. And
Mate, you're hopeless.
I remember as a... Sorry, Sam.
No, go ahead.
I remember as a kid watching a song on Andrew Denton's show that Al McFeast sung about your mum, which you all played a cameo in. We went looking for this today and have cut the best bits out of it. Take a look at the Edna Danaher song as recorded by Al McFeast.
When Edna married Dandy Jim, their wedding night was merry. And 9 months later to the day, you beauty, our Pop Terry. You need someone to play. For Edna, no big deal. She got Big Jim onto the job and made to order meal. Anthony had stirred maternal bliss. Edna heard a joke, her water's broken. Blimey, our popped Chris.
That's
We are here, though, to turn our attention to Monday and to raise some funds and to shine a light on the slide, which takes a different tone this year. Last night, Andrew Gaze was the latest nomination.
Well, you know what, I've just been giving it some thought, and I thought we need some girls involved. And Sherelle McMahon, I remember seeing her doing some brilliant stuff out there in the netball courts, and she's an absolute superstar and icon, so we want to get her involved, so hopefully she'll take up the challenge and be a part of it and get down there and, you know, and then get into the ice bath.
Neil, we've got some fantastic nominations. You must be so proud and so pleased with who's going down the big slide.
Yeah,
Neil?
we picked
Leighton Hewitt.
Australian sporting icons.
Yeah.
And it's great to have Sherelle as part of it, and Alyssa Camplin. You look at the names there, Leighton Hewitt. They're all fighters. We want people to show resilience with MND to fight. And these guys know how to fight.
Do they? What? Well, we've got Sherelle McMahon in the audience tonight. Put your hands together. Sit down with Shane Crawford. She'll be going down the big slide. Cool.
Now, Sherelle, obviously Aussie champion you were, an absolute superstar. Now, have you thought about Monday? Are you excited about it?
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm probably more honoured to be named alongside or nominated alongside some of the absolute heroes of Australian sport and to be involved in such a great cause. And for me, I just feel like there's some really great synergies between footy and netball, and I want to put out a call to the netball community out there to really get behind such a wonderful cause, because as I say, it's great to be here on the Footy Show because I think there's some really good links.
Awesome. Can I just say, look, everyone wears some unusual costumes when they go down there. What are you thinking? What are you going to run with?
Yeah, of course, it's a green and gold theme, a bit of a nod to the Australian athletes, so there'll be a bit of a connection there. I'm not 100% sure, so, you know, if anyone's got any advice or no.
I'm sure you'll be awesome. Now, you get to nominate someone, so
I do.
No doubt you've put a lot of thought into it.
Yes.
So can you reveal tonight who that might be? And it's all yours if you've thought of someone. Have you thought of someone?
I have,
I
have.
cool.
Yeah,
Thank goodness for
it's
that.
all good.
Okay.
Well, we've got an embarrassment of riches in Australian sport, but I go back to someone I met way back at the Commonwealth Games back in 1998. He was representing Australia in cricket. He's a legend. He attacks everything, which I love, and his name is Adam Gilchrist.
Oh.
You're up.
Well done, Sherelle. You're also doing an awesome job on Gem with the netball, and you've got the finals coming up this weekend.
Yeah, another big prelim final. The Melbourne Vixens up against the GWS Giants here in Melbourne at Hisense Arena. It's going to be a huge one. The two semi-finals last week were decided by just one goal. The Magpies lost. Magpies netball. I don't know who's happy about that in the room, but anyway. But yeah, it's been really exciting. It's been a really great start to the Suncourt Super Netball.
Good on you. Well done. Put your hands together for Sherelle McMahon. Well done. Now, we're going to come over this way. I've got a special guest here. His name is Jason Joswick. Tell us about your connection with MND.
G'day Shane, thanks mate. My connection with MND all started about 4 years or 5 years ago, 2011. My brother Steve, he was diagnosed with MND, and our world, my brother, my wife Rowena, our world changed forever.
Yep.
And basically Steve was 42 when diagnosed, had 2 young kids, Jai and Lily. And he fought every day, and his motto was never give up. So.
And I understand your workplace, Viva Energy, was so important to you and a wonderful support.
They were a fantastic support throughout the whole illness, time off, looking after Steve. I basically, for the last 18 months of Steve's life, become a primary carer. Work gave me unlimited time off, whatever I needed, and the support I needed to get through this. Without that, I couldn't have done it and cared for Steve as well as I did.
And with all the support of, well done, with all the support of your friends and your work colleagues, you would like to make a special presentation tonight.
I'd like to make a generous donation on behalf of Viva Energy down at Geelong Refinery. Throughout the tough time, my workmates, they were exposed to my moodiness, my lack of sleep, my emotions, my ups and downs. They rode it with me. The support of the team, I can't thank them enough. They were fantastic. So just after Steve's passing in 2015, it was a tough time for me, and we were just going through a shutdown period. We were upgrading some switch rooms, and the boys noticed we were throwing a heap of copper away, just to waste. So the boys said, well, how about we approach the company and we sort of collect this waste and maybe we'll donate this to charity. Having in mind a good workmate, Dave Sears, he suggested, let's get behind this MND. It's passionate. He's one of our own. Let's get on board and let's donate this. So over 2 years, we collected nearly 5 tonne of copper. This is with sort of mixed copper, armoured cable, conduit, and so the boys come in on the weekends. They stayed late at nights, all on their own time, and they all chipped in and did a fantastic job. And we were able to separate the copper and get top value for it. And the local metal recycler, Albert Batty's down in Geelong, fixed us up with a great price and in a grand total. So on behalf of Viva Energy, we're able to raise $30,000.
Thank you, Sherelle. Thank you, Jason. And can I just say, Neil Danaher is an absolute inspiration. He's a great Assumption man, and I've known him for a long time, and what you're doing, Neil, is magnificent. So well done, and back to you guys.
Good work, Jason, and good work, Sherelle. That is amazing. Now, you would have just seen, slipped in on the desk here is Beck, Neil's beautiful daughter, and you bought the wonderful beanies with you, Beck. Now, this is a really easy way for people to donate and get something beautiful in return, isn't it?
Yes, we're really happy with
How
the
many?
design.
How
We
many beanies?
got 50,000 this year, and as of tonight, about half an hour ago, we sold 40,000. So the only way to get them is at the MCG, at the AHG Walk to the G, or at the Holden Centre. You've got to be there early, but there's no more sales online.
Oh,
Well, it's
that
great to
is
have you-
terrific.
Great to have you here, Beck. And Neil, the reason more money needs to get raised here is because the clinical trials are essential at the moment.
Yeah, and we've made a start. We've got some drugs under development, but we still haven't found the treatment or cure. So to people out there, stick with us. We need your continued support. Get behind the cause. Every dollar counts. Without you, we won't find a cure.
Now you can see the number there, and our friends at Seven have done a great job as well.
Yep,
in
everybody
this
has.
cause.
Yep.
Now I hope you don't think this is indelicate for me to ask you this, and the family and your brothers, but we can't ignore the elephant in the room, Neil. We thought you mightn't be here this time last year, and as the years go on, do you find the illness consuming you, and what do you realistically expect your life expectancy is?
Well, when I was first diagnosed, the typical sufferer has got 2.5 years. I think maybe 10% get to 5 or more years. But I don't know. I don't know why I'm alive. I don't know why my disease is progressing slower. I'm very happy about it, Sam. I hope I'll be here next year. I don't know why my disease is starting in my upper body and not in my legs. Typically, MND sufferers a lot start in their legs, they're in wheelchairs early. So in a lot of ways, I'm lucky. I'm struggling to talk. I can't dress myself. I need people to help me eat. But while I can talk, I'll keep fighting.
You will.
And we've noticed a number of people in the community grappling, trying to handle depression at various stages. Mate, if anyone was going to handle depression, or everyone was going to suffer from it, you would be the number one. How are you handling that? How do you do it day to day? You're just philosophical about it, are you?
I've sort of dealt with that, and I've got a real clear vision that drives me every day. I've got to get up every day and try and find a way where we can raise more funds, not necessarily for me, but people that will be diagnosed today and tomorrow. What inspired me is the fact that Jimmy Steins had no hope with melanoma. Move on, Jared Ruffhead is playing football. And he had melanoma, and there was hope that was created because they found a treatment for Jared. In time, there will be treatment for MND sufferers, and it can happen. We just need continued support.
Raise more money. Absolutely, and it's really important, Neil, that you've got Beck in with you tonight, and everybody should get really familiar with Beck and Beck's beautiful face, because you'll be handing the baton over to Beck as part of your legacy, because you want this cause and as much money to be raised far into the future. Is that what you've discussed, the two
look,
of you?
it's a family affair. We're basically a volunteer organisation, and I've been the face of it. Now we might have a prettier face. But it's been all my brothers, all my sisters, the whole family. We're in it together, Beck.
You are.
I tell you what, Neil, your spirit will never die, and all your legacy.
extraordinary.
It is an absolute inspiration to every Australian.
It is.
I think I speak on behalf of everyone here, and we thank you and your brothers, your wonderful family, your great support network, everyone who volunteers is involved in this cause that you've helped galvanise. We thank you. We wish you luck on Monday. Get along, wear your beanie, stand up, show it with pride, just do something that connects you to this wonderful family and what they're doing, and do every little bit you can at the MCG. It'll be a sea of blue on Monday and a ripping game of footy to boot. Put your hands together, ladies. Terry, Anthony and Chris. A great Australian and a great Australian family. We'll take a break, more Footy Show right after this.
Show everybody how special it was to have all of the Danahers in the last segment, and the donations are rolling in, everyone. SMS the word freeze to the number on your screen. We've got Jimmy from Huntley who's donated $100, and Teresa from Meadowbank in New South Wales has actually given us $300. So keep those donations coming in throughout the night, please. We've always been a big supporter of MND, and we need to continue that going tonight. All right, let's have a look at a game of footy, shall we? Up against the Gold Coast Suns. It's on Saturday afternoon at the MCG, 1:45. The Hawks have actually, last time, was actually round 3 these two sides met, unbelievably. The Hawks lost by 86 points last time, and that was the start of their slippery slope for the Hawks fans. Do you reckon, Scott, it's going to be a similar situation this time? They only met in round 3. The Hawks lost miserably. Do you think it's going to be a repeat, or we're going to see some Hawks back to some good form?
Maybe not the same margin, but I do probably think the Suns are going to win. Brandon Matera playing his 100th game, which is a really good effort. Pretty young player, and yeah, I think it's going to be pretty one-sided.
Brandon Matera playing his 100th. You know what happens in milestone games, Sam?
Nothing, yeah.
Everyone gets up for your milestone.
Suns will surely get up for him. So I'm going with Suns.
Yeah, it was hard to watch last week, the Hawks in their first half against Port, but then they found a little bit of form. I reckon they can bounce back and win at the MCG. I do. They can do it.
Well, strangely enough, stupid, seeing as, unless they've given the season away, I think they will bounce back too.
You agree?
I can't believe in 10 games of football you can forget how to play, and something will happen shortly for them.
Okay.
So I'm going for the Hawks.
They need to go a bit faster, they do.
What?
They need to go a little bit faster. Sometimes they're just chipping it around a bit too much. I think they need to go a bit faster. A bit like Richmond at the moment.
They look like they've conceded the season, Shane. Not in terms
no,
of
I don't think so.
trying to win games, but in terms of being a premiership contender
Well,
and
yeah,
a view to the future.
Highly unlikely they'll make the finals, but they're still going to work through. Well, there's still a realistic chance. We're only halfway through the season, and they're only a couple of games out.
Mathematically, they can make it.
Yeah, but they're not the side they were, and things have changed, and they'll try and pinch a few players maybe next year and see how they go from there.
All right. Well, I'm not confident, but I'm tipping the Hawks all the same. On the weekend, though, it wasn't much about the football. It was about the security guards. What on earth is going
What
here?
are they doing?
The ball is just about to be bounced. Security guards are still in the centre square. Get off!
What
and then
is that?
down at Geelong at Simmons Stadium, this bizarre thing happened 5 minutes before the final siren. I don't know, Scott, if you saw this or not. Seriously, they were doing some type of weird dance around the boundary.
And they'd be obviously watching a Groucho Marx movie.
What are they doing?
What are they
The
doing?
whole stadium erupted in laughter. It was so funny down there.
I'm with you there, Beck, because I was watching that and I'm thinking they've lost the plot. But anyway, that's got me thinking about some of my favourite security moments, and here is a few of my favourite. Here's the big guy just trying to get involved in the fight and separate them. But don't worry, we get better from here. It's all from here. It's about celebrating. Have a look at the security guard celebrating a goal in the background. Look at him, very, very happy. How good is that? And now we've got the dancing security guard. Oh, no, surely not. And we've got the runner turned security guard trying to fix the problems. Bang! He's out. But don't worry, he'll carry him off. That's okay. What are we dealing with? That's all right, have a look at this. Oh no, that's a high tackle, but that's all right. He's got a bit of a tan line
He's
there,
got a fair suntan,
Look at that. He must work out. Interesting time, yeah. So there you
like
go.
the scenes at Sam's house on Saturday night. Do not miss that later on tonight. Foss Footy is still ahead. A stunning insight into the palatial surrounds, or once palatial surrounds, of Sam Newman's house. Let's have a look at the Essendon and Port Adelaide game the weekend. Saturday night at Etihad Stadium. The Danahers will be there, and the big story is Paddy Ryder. He's in magnificent form, Scott, in the competition right now, and he's really propelling Port to great things, and he comes up against his old side here.
Yeah, both teams really challenged us, but at the moment Port Adelaide are playing terrific footy, and I was really impressed by them when they played us, and I think they'll win this game, and I think they're going to have a really good year.
Yeah, Paddy Ryder, I reckon he was dearly missed last year. He's come back in that and changed that whole team's makeup, so I think Port will get over the line as well.
They're a very tough team, Port Adelaide, but the Bombers aren't easy to beat at home. They can really move the ball really quick, and I've got a feeling they might upset them, the Bombers team.
Find it embarrassing. I've got to go with him again. I think the Bombers...
You barrack for us.
Great minds.
No, I don't barrack for it.
Yes,
It's
you
your
do.
second team.
You've become a Bomber supporter over the last few years.
You marched and then ever since you marched, you love them.
Say I was a Bomber supporter, I wouldn't pick them if I didn't think they could win, Craig. I just wouldn't do that. That's selling your soul, unlike you two.
Are you looking at me? No.
Yeah, you do.
No,
you sell
not
it
all
every...
the time. There was one week there I didn't pick the Cats.
And you were
one
wrong.
week.
And
No, it's reversed.
so I hark back to when they beat Geelong, and did they beat Collingwood? No, maybe they didn't. Yes, they did. Thank you. So I think they might beat Port at Etihad. Shane.
No. I'd like to to agree with you, but I don't think I will on this occasion. I'm going to go Port. Now, we had Brendan Goddard on the panel last week ahead of his big milestone game, 300. But look at him at half-time. He absolutely spat the dummy and knocked over the entire bowl of pretzels, which I think is odd anyway, because I didn't know they served pretzels at half-time. Bernie, have you heard of pretzels at half-time?
Nah, pretzels, I'm not keen. I'm more of a lollies and fruit man, but that'd dry your mouth out, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. They just make you thirsty. What about you?
Yeah, we've got the pretzels. Yeah, no, they're
You got
actually not
pretzels?
too bad, yeah.
They've got everything at Geelong.
Yeah.
Gee, gone are the days when we were at Geelong, we used to get pies and footy franks. Now they've got kale muffins, sashimi of octopus to come in, just a bowl of dust, anything that doesn't put weight on you. But BJ Goddard, God love him, he's managed to secure a very, very ambassadorial role for pretzels, and now is in all the major stores advertising pretzels.
Oh, sharp.
Yeah, pretzels. Fancy giving pretzels to players after they come off the ground. It's extraordinary.
Waste of good food.
Good in sodium, I think. Brad Sewell, Hawthorn champion, they used to say, if you say his name really quickly, say his name really quickly.
Who?
Brad Sewell.
Brad Sewell.
That's it, pretzel.
Pretzel.
That sounds like pretzel.
Pretzel.
Say it 5 times, quickly.
5 times.
Shane's analytical skills come mainly from having his VCR
Say it really quickly a few times. Brad Sewell.
What?
Say it 5 times really quickly.
Just as...
I tell you what I'll do 5 times quickly in a minute, Shane. Come and punch your lights out.
Brad Sewell, and a whole lot more ahead. Same as mailbag as well. Up next, right here.
Is that supposed to sound like pretzel? Welcome back to the Footy Show, everybody. Thank you to our wonderful sponsors, Home Timber and Hardware, Go Where the Tradies Go, Chemist Warehouse, the home of real brands and real savings, Telstra, stream it live, fast and data-free, and of course our good friends at Sportsbet. Download the mobile app today.
We thank all of our partners. Great to see the Chemist Warehouse team in the house tonight. Mario and the team at Chemist Warehouse enjoying the hospitality at the front. We thank them for their wonderful support.
There he is.
Of the Footy Show.
Well done, Mario.
Delta Fragrance just going bananas.
Isn't it what?
And the men's health campaign coming very soon at Chemist Warehouse, the home of real brands and real savings. And Sportsbet, this has been an unbelievable promotion for a massive offer for this weekend. Place a head-to-head bet on any AFL game this round, and if your team goes 24 points up at any stage, you get paid out in cash straight away. 4 goals up at any point, you get paid out immediately. That's win, lose or
Straight
draw.
away.
Yep, straight away, Becca. You still get your money. Over 25,000 Sportsbet punters have taken this up in the last 2 weeks, and there's plenty more opportunities to get involved. Just download the Sportsbet app and please gamble responsibly. 24 or more. Wow.
Now the MND donations are coming in thick and fast. We've got one from Diana in Melbourne, $25. Thank you very much, Diana. And Josh in College Park in South Australia, a big 500 from Joshy Boy. Thank you very much. Please donate throughout the show. All right, Adelaide and St Kilda, Friday night at Adelaide Oval. Thursday night, I've got 2 different things. Is it Friday night or Thursday
Friday
night?
night, it'll be a beauty,
Friday
yep.
night, there we go. All right, the man that we're all looking at in particular is Rory Sloane. He's been heavily tagged now and he's certainly feeling it. Scott, you had the job for the most part of him last weekend. Is he the most important player to stop in that Adelaide outfit, or one of the most important players?
Yeah, I think one of.
Cowbunga.
They've just got so many. They're a really class side, and they're a tough unit. But I actually watched a little bit of Bernie, but I thought Bernie played him really well when Melbourne played, and thought they played the situation really well. So took a little bit of inspiration from the man next to me, but yeah.
Are you Timmy?
Sorry?
You on the Crows or?
I'm on the Crows, yeah, yep. They're bounce back pretty strongly, and especially at home.
Yeah, I think the Crows will bounce back too. Saints been in pretty good form, but Crows in Adelaide's tough.
I hope the Saints have a real crack. I like the Saints, but I think Adelaide will win. But I reckon the Saints can give them a run for their money if they get their running game going. And what I love about footy at the moment is these 2 guys actually playing tight on an opponent early in the game, taking the influence out of some of the better midfielders early in the game, take their confidence away. I used to get tagged a lot and I used to hate it. And I think if you're going to do it, you've got to do it early in the game.
Tagged, did you?
Yeah, about 300 games, Sam. But still won a Brownlow, probably should have won 2. But yeah, I think definitely there is room for taggers in the game. Definitely do it early in the game and take the confidence away from
Get under
the
their skin.
superstar players. Yep, absolutely.
How would your confidence be if you went out to the ground and you saw Bernie was going to tag you? He looks like a child.
He's a tough tagger, though. He plays tough when he
the size of
tags.
the dog in the fight, mate.
very
It's
good
the size
player.
of the mate. It's a compliment.
He
Look
gets
at you.
reported every second week. He's
Yeah, I know you're a.
Yeah.
Did you ever get tagged?
Oldest on our
You're
list,
a
mate.
brute. What?
I'm the oldest on our list.
The oddest.
Oldest.
Oldest.
Yeah.
And your tip for this game, Sam?
Yeah. Well, I'll go for Adelaide. Yes, at the.
Go for Adelaide. Yeah, I think Adelaide will bounce back. Adelaide. They're a very, very good side. All right, Sam, are you ready for this?
Oh, no.
Because it is time for Sam's mailbag. Righto.
Now, this is from Percy of Toorak. Percy.
Cheer up.
Percy says. Percy. Mr. Newman, bet you won't read this out. Well, there's the first bet you've lost. I am a member of your much despised PC brigade, you know, the political correctness, and cannot believe that dog you showed last week is eligible to win a prize. The dog isn't. There he is, there's the dog.
No dogs were harmed in filming Footy Legends.
People were annoyed that we showed that.
It
If we
wasn't
could
hurt.
show it again, we would. The dog's not in a position to win the prize. The bloke who filmed the dog is. But it might win. But did you see who won in the year 2010?
Trying to give a straight face.
Monty managed to inflate that ball to 900 hectopascals. It was the size of a dirigible at the end of it. It was floated out over the stadium.
Still going around, Monty, is he?
He is. Do you know, here's the thing. We got Monty onto the grand final show to give the person who filmed him or his owner a prize, and we gave him just a generic Sharon, and he wouldn't touch it. He had all his DNA and his
Yes, that's we get the we
bodily
understand.
fluids over the other one, so we had to get the other one. And did he go to town on the in the green?
All right.
In the green room after, while we were having a beer, he's pumping the ball up over there. No, this is still Percy says the show is full of turtles humping. See, he's not happy with the show. The show is full of turtles humping, frogs humping. Is this a footy show? Well, you may well ask. Of course it's not a footy show. Just tell me if Collingwood have a commemorative jumper for their 125th year anniversary. Well, I believe they're still, Percy, in the process of making it. See that? A black alpaca.
I worked it out.
And a white sheep.
At the end of the animals for the
And a quick shout out to the match review panel who are doing something similar to the game. And I believe the match review panel, they were caught in there having a meeting.
Sam.
Well, that's
Letter 2, please. It's time for letter 2.
Move, let's move on.
Well, that's the match review panel.
Righto.
Sniffing.
2.
Bottoms.
Letter 2.
What's next?
From Grunter.
Oh, gosh.
Grunter of Cranbourne. Hey, Fossil. Did ya see where Stevie J had his car nicked, then involved in a high-speed cop chase? This is the story. This is Stevie's...
This actually happened on the weekend.
Yep.
Real.
There's the McDonald's in the front seat of the car.
That's it. And then Grunter says, since you are filthy rich, You must have had stuff stolen over the years. Spill the beans, Foss. Well, no.
Have you had anything stolen?
What a good question, Beth.
Thank you.
No, this is, I told you this, this is true. I didn't have my car stolen at the airport, but when I got there, it had been broken into. And now what would be the mindset of someone who'd break into your car, or some people, and they left unopened condoms all over the front seat and little chocolates? What is the significance of leaving chocolates and unopened condoms in your car?
They didn't take the car?
Didn't take the car. I don't know what. I've since used. I haven't
We have
used,
no idea.
Don't know what condoms.
Is that the only thing
blew
you
them
had
up
stolen?
at Christmas for balloons. The kids said, "What's that lump on the end of them?" I said, "That's the stand-on to get them off."
Anything else you've had
Since
stolen?
you felt, and I tell you, this
What
is
else?
true. I had now this is true. I had with the person I used to go with.
Be more specific.
No, I'm not telling you her name. I'm not telling you her name. We bought a cat, a Russian blue, beautiful cat. We went out to Listerfield or Callista, some god named for sake was like at the end of the planet, and it cost a fortune to buy it, and we called it Eddie because it.
Eddie Maguire?
No, not Eddie Maguire. Sir Edmund Hillary, because he used to climb up things, and it used
Hillary.
You called your cat after Sir Edmund Hillary?
It was just an affectionate name for a pet.
What a brainwave that was
like
one day.
fair dinkum.
Sitting around and thought, oh, Sir
Yeah,
Edmund Hillary used to climb. Maybe we'll call the cat Sir Edmund.
Well, that's exactly right, Craig. That is exactly what we thought. And anyhow, it used to sit up. It had a favourite pole it used to sit on. And we got home one day and it was gone. Someone pinched it. It was a $3,000 Russian blue. It had been spayed. In fact, I went and had the same operation. I went with the cat. We got a price 2 for the price of 1. He was spayed and I was.
They stole your cat, but not your car.
Eh?
They stole your cat, but not your car.
That's
Two
right.
separate incidents.
Yeah, but they left. Now this is from
Do you
Dyson.
remember, Sam, you remember when the crew here got their golf buggy stolen? Remember where it ended up on the news?
Yes.
Yeah, here we've got some vision here.
The Footy Show started off
What happened?
smoothly enough,
Footy Show, great to be here.
but not entertaining enough for one audience member who headed to the car park. The man commandeered a motorised cart belonging to the lighting crew, and after a quick couple of laps, the man motored off into the night. It's believed his trip took him out of the Television City precinct, through Docklands, down Flinders Street, and eventually into King Street. The buggy was parked out the front of the Spearmint Rhino
That's a real news story.
Yeah, I reckon it's definitely the lighting crew from here.
And
Spearmint, right?
it ended in tears because he managed to get lucky in at the Spearmint ride home, and he said, "Would you like a lift home?" to a very charming lass inside there. And when she got out, she put him in a golf buggy, and she said, "You'd be joking, wouldn't you?" The golf buggy parked outside. So you ever been to Spearmint Rhino?
No, I have not.
Good answer, Hutchie. Good answer.
Yeah. From Dyson of what you been there, Bernie?
What happens there?
What happens?
Yeah. What happens?
To zoo.
Use your
What have
imagination.
you been there?
Next letter, please.
Use
Sammy.
your imagination.
Hutchie there one night.
Next letter,
Saw
please.
Hutchie
Sammy.
He was pole dancing.
Next letter, Sam.
He wasn't pole dancing, he was girder dancing. Dear Sam from Dyson of Dramana, I read in the paper where you aren't a very good parent. Oh, well.
Oh, that was the headline.
Now, Rita, who we love.
Panahi.
I love Rita. That was just an aside.
You're a good dad.
Oh, well, that was just an aside at the end and it became a headline. Anyhow, how did your kids like the article? I got 3 kids, one of each, and they all sort of liked it. One of each. Why not get advice
What
from...
about you, though, wasn't it? Really? It's very much about you, the story.
Oh.
Yeah, it was an article on me, Craig. Yeah.
Profile piece.
Yep, that was what it was about. Well, Rita could have interviewed herself and just had photos of me to sell it, I don't know. How did your kids like done that? Why not get advice from someone with multiple kids himself, Shane Crawford? Well, here are 2 of Shane's kids. This is... That was filmed at my house on the weekend.
So I can't be.
You also said you hadn't ruled out getting married again.
Oh, here we go.
What?
What?
Surely.
You're going to get married.
It's that time.
No, it said you
That
had
time of the
it
year.
said never say never, Shane. That's the point of all that.
How many times do you want to get married in your life?
Here's a challenge. Do a Tiny Tim and get married live on TV.
Yes.
What a great idea.
And says Dyson, go out with a bang. In days gone by, the second bang would have been the door shutting, but now...
I think that's a fantastic idea.
Why don't we do it on the show?
Why don't you get married here?
I will be the
As
marriage
I've
celebrant.
said before, I used to be big and sturdy like an oak tree. Now I'm like a Christmas tree, no roots and the balls are for decoration. Anyhow.
Why don't you get married?
Shut up, what?
Come on, get married on the show.
you-
Rebecca could be the marriage celebrant. I'll be the best man.
I haven't found my perfect match, but this man that Shane spoke to has, and wow.
Give us the siren sound. Do you sound like that in bed?
No, not really.
Oh, how do you sound in bed?
It's all different again.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, baby! I got my wife down here anyway.
She might have heard that. She might have been thinking you're up to no good.
No, she comes here. Oh, hey, honey! Hey! I'm going to say,
Hello. How are you? What is going on? Your husband has been up to no good. Not your husband's been up to no good. He's been showing us his siren sound. Give us the siren. And then I said to him, how do you sound when you're in bed? And this is what he said.
oh, yeah, baby!
Is that true?
Yes.
That is true.
All right, we're going to contribute to this crazy segment. GPO Box 9 Victoria 2000 109now.com.au/AFL Footy Show. We're going to take...
And he'd done well because she was obviously pregnant.
We're going to take a break, Sam.
Wasn't she?
Telstra Footy Smarts is up next.
Surely.
Right here.
Lace up your boots and get your head in the game. It's Footy Smarts, brought to you by Telstra.
It sure is. You can download the AFL Live official app and improve your footy knowledge today. It's got everything you need. The latest footy news, live scores and stats. Plus, Telstra mobile customers can watch every footy match live, fast and data-free with your AFL Live Pass. Telstra Footy Smarts. Away we go in just a moment. Stuart Knight is with us, or Dogger, or Dr. Football, as you call yourself. Is that right?
That's correct, Craig. Yeah.
You actually answer to the name Dr. Footy.
Sometimes just Doc, even.
Oh, we'll be the judge of that right now.
Yeah,
Dogger or Doc. Rory O'Neill got 16 last week. He was a sensation. Daniel O'Brien, 11. The top two scorers out of 5 weeks go off in the fight for $50,000. Are you confident?
Yeah, pretty confident.
Let me remind you of the rules. You don't look so confident. 20 questions, 3 minutes to answer. You can pass on any question. We'll come back to it. You get $100 for every correct answer. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for Telstra Footy Smarts. Here we go. Good luck. 3 minutes on the clock, and your time starts now. In 1986, who became the first player to be picked at number 1 in the new national draft system?
Martin Leslie.
Correct. Did Sam Newman play his final VFL game in 1972, 76 or 1980?
1980.
Correct. Who are the 2 co-captains of the Melbourne Demons this year?
Pass.
At the end of the 2016 home and away season, which club finished in 9th position?
Pass.
Who is this?
Pass.
Jack Riewoldt won the Coleman Medal in 2012, and in which other year?
2010.
Correct. In the final seconds of the 2005 Grand Final, who kicked the ball that was famously marked by Leo Barry?
Dean Cox.
Correct. Which team won the first VFL Premiership in 1897?
That's Essendon.
Correct. Who was the inaugural coach of the Fremantle Dockers?
Jared Neesham.
Correct. Who is this?
Pass.
Earlier this year, which AFL club became the first to appoint a female CEO?
Hawthorn.
Correct. Who holds the current record for most senior games played at the Gold Coast Suns?
Jared Howbrow.
Very good, correct. True or false, Richmond ruckman Ivan Maric is the cousin of fellow ruckman Ivan Soldo?
Cousin, was it?
Cousin.
Yes.
True is correct. How many wins did Essendon record in the 2016 AFL Premiership season?
3.
Correct. Who is this?
Ken Sheldon.
Correct. In round 7 this year, how many goals did Lance Franklin kick against Brisbane?
Pass.
In what year did the Brisbane Lions senior team last play AFL finals?
Pass.
Wayne Carey, Paul Kelly and Cameron Mooney all famously grew up in which country town?
Wagga Wagga.
Correct. In 2010, the first game played for premiership points at Docklands Stadium was between Essendon and which other team?
Was that 2010 or 2000?
In 2000, the first game played...
Port Adelaide.
Correct. Who is this?
Pass.
Who are the 2 co-captains of the Melbourne Demons this year?
Jack Viney, Nathan Jones.
Correct. At the end of the 2016 home and away season, which club finished in 9th position?
St Kilda.
Correct. Who is this?
Sam Powell-Pepper.
Incorrect. Brendan Archie. Who is this?
Pass.
In round 7 this year, how many goals did Lance Franklin kick against Brisbane?
9.
Incorrect. 8. Wonderful effort. Well done, Dogger or Doc. 1,500. 15 out of 20 is an unbelievable effort. He kicked 8 goals there, as I mentioned. In 2009, the last year for the Brisbane Lions, the one missed there at the end, and Jack Loney was the other one. The good news is that you are in the clubhouse as equal finalist with Rory at the moment. 15 and 16. Daniel is now, in essence, eliminated with 2 weeks to go. An unbelievable effort. Congratulations.
Thanks, mate.
And well done, and good luck for the coming weeks.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
He just might be Dr. Footy after all. We'll find out potentially in a fortnight from now. We'll take a break. More Footy Show coming your way right after this.
Welcome back to the Footy Show. Scotty Selwood doing a magnificent job. It is now time for Almost Footy Legends. Take it away, Scotty. What do we got?
Yeah, mate, we've got a big mark at the start, a little Gary Moorcroft style
Ooh,
mark. So
we like that.
Pretty impressive.
White Fries v Preston Bull Ants. That's a beauty. We've got another specky, a couple of Geelong teams here.
The next one's my personal favourite, the Big Derby at Geelong College and Geelong Grammar.
Oh, yes. Look at that. That is high. That is snow on your ears. Look at that. That is flying high. And you're going to love this one. You're going to love this one. We've got Craig Hutchison and Billy Brown is playing in the forward line and the back line. There they go. Go the footy. And bang! Take the post out. What about that? That is unbelievable. There's Hutchie. Pushes Billy into the post and down he goes. I think the crowd really liked that. Did you like the marks?
I like the marks, but...
Right, OK. But we'll leave it to the crowd. What do you reckon? All right, so the crowd, is it 1 or 2 for the high mark? Right, what about 3? Billy Brown and Hutchie. Peter Oldfield from Glenalta, South Australia, you have won this. Congratulations.
Thanks to Sportsbet, our weekly winner takes home $1,000 cash, while our runners-up get $500 each. Get involved this AFL season and place a same-game multi with Sportsbet. Thanks to Home Timber and Hardware, our major winner receives $5,000 in gift cards and a toolbox full of $45,000 in cold hard cash. That's a $50,000 prize. How's that to help you go hard towards the renovation you've always wanted? So to put the hard back into hardware, go where the tradies go. Home Timber and Hardware.
Hopefully there's money next week. GPO Box 9.
GPO Box, yes, get involved.
9now.com.au/.
When was that game? When did you play that game?
Not funny in the slightest.
Well, sort of.
All right.
Not funny. Speaking of legends,
Beck,
next week, the Essendon Football Club are honouring the great Kevin Sheedy with their 50 years of Sheedy Centre on Thursday, June 29 at the MCG. An event not to be missed for all Bombers and footy tragics. Get along there, EssendonCorporateHospitality.com.au to buy your tickets to the great Kevin Sheedy. It'll be a ripping night for the Essendon Footy Club.
Purchase your tickets there. Now, this is a huge game. Monday at the MCG. 3:20 in the afternoon. in-form ruckman in the competition, isn't he, Croft?
He has been magnificent. Everyone talks about all these other players being in the All-Australian team, but what he's actually doing around the ground, not only doing the tap work, Sam, but he's actually following up, getting really involved. And if you look at all his stats, he is absolute elite this year. He's been magnificent. He's been the difference for the Pies over the last few weeks. So I just wanted to pump him up and say he's doing magnificent.
Oh, good work.
And he deserves it because he's having a wonderful season. I think Melbourne will win, though.
You're obviously tipping your own side, so Scotty?
Yeah, I've noticed that Melbourne won the last 3 Queen's birthday matches, so I'll be going with Melbourne as well.
Do you know what they say, Scott? Do you know what they say? The longer you go without winning, the sooner it'll be before you do. And I think Collingwood have had some... They've had some fantastic wins this year, Collingwood, and I think they might beat the Demons. I know this is not apropos to anything except a bloke that I knew and played with at Geelong, J.K. Watts, passed away during the week. He was a premiership player in 1963 and he's responsible, Scott, for the song that you sing when you win down there, based on the opera Carmen, We Are Geelong, the great... That is... He wrote the words to that, and so we say condolences to his family and friends. In memory, Vale, J.K. Watts.
OK. So you're tipping the Pies, Sam. Do you know that Elliott Wells and Goldsack won't be playing?
I beg your pardon?
Did you know that Elliott Wells and Goldsack won't be playing?
And they
They're
play
all
for?
Injured. They play for Collingwood.
Yes, well,
Okay.
someone's misfortune is another person's
Fair
opportunity.
Enough. No, I would love to pick Collingwood, but with those 3 really big names out, I just can't see where their goals are going to come from, so I'm tipping the D.
Just want to mention quickly,
yes.
the AHG walked to the G this weekend, so they're obviously massive supporters of our footy club and the MND cause. So to Glenn Sharp and the guys at AHG, they do an amazing job. So get along to the walk and raise some more money.
What time's the walk? Do you know what time the walk is?
That's a great question.
Before the game.
It'll be Monday.
Yes,
at some
before the
stage.
game.
Before the game, yeah, because you've got to get there to watch the game.
Of course you do. For the first. That was a very, very good plug there.
Details about it.
No, thanks for mentioning it. All right, this is what we've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. It's what went down at Sam's house on the weekend. It was called Foss Footy. We all paid him a visit. It was a star-studded lineup. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Foss Footy.
And you are?
Fossy!
Thank you, Dale. Push the button.
Looks a bit lonely up here, does it?
Yeah, no, I've got. Look, I've just taken my pet for a walk. That's Kernahan.
Oh, that's sticky!
Yeah. You want to put the rug over us?
Maybe later.
Really? So, I'm a captive audience for 3 games on this afternoon.
Today, exactly right. But I've organised some other stuff.
What do you mean?
Well, we've got some halftime entertainment.
Who would bother turning up here? Up there, 'cause
It's the best halftime entertainment you could ever dream of.
Meatloaf?
On your
Well done, Mike Brady. Don't stand on my pet. Tell us when you think the game's good. Oh, dear. That is disgraceful. Oh.
No, but please don't rewind and fast forward everything. We're going to be here forever. Oh, there's Drew. We haven't seen Drew for ages. Remember Drew? Petrie. Remember? He used to be on our show all the time.
Yeah, who's he playing for?
West Coast.
Is he?
Oh, shoot! Ah, that's a good goal.
What?
Excuse you, Sam.
Gee,
My
Dave.
God.
Sit down.
You live here, man. You
What's
live
that?
here. God, your bullshit's paid off, hasn't it?
No one can believe.
Have you ever, like, entertained someone right at the window, if you know what I mean?
No, I do. Not what, pressed them up against the window and stuck their lips to it.
Stop.
What's this beautiful hit out? What's that to Bill Goggins? See, that's him, Bill, there. Yeah.
How often would you get
John
this tape
Sharrock, eh?
How often would you get this tape
Quite a lot, Pete.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to show all this. That's my dad. He was just speaking on my behalf after one of my games.
Did your lady friends like the moustache, or...? No, seriously, did they?
Sometimes they did.
You're an idiot. You're such an idiot.
No, you are missing a kidney. Are you still missing a kidney? You imagine you would
I
be.
still am now. Yes, Dave. It didn't grow back. Darren Goldspink.
How are you? I was just passing by. I thought I'd drop in.
Goldspink. Can you believe it? This is a great surprise, and it's fantastic. You love watching the footy?
Oh, look, I probably don't love it as much as I used to. I'm a little bit like you, I suppose.
And of course, I suppose you must have stopped umpiring because the physical trauma of bouncing the ball must have seen you racked with pain for the rest of your life, and you are now almost a cripple.
Yeah, I've just left. I've got one of those scooters now.
That's right, those walking frames.
Yeah, I've just left it downstairs.
It's a very serious thing. OH&S have now stepped in and said they think it is deleterious to your health to actually have to stoop down.
Deleterious? What does that mean?
Not deleterious.
Yeah, I don't know what it means.
A danger.
A danger, OK, all right.
Back, Bazza. Go back, Graham. Graham, don't go for the mark. Graham, go for the ball. Keep it right. Why do you have why? And if people swore at you, would you report them, or did you say?
I umpired in a different time when, you know, there was microphones only came in towards the end of my career, which was probably lucky because I probably would have only done 10 games if I had
you would have swore back at them.
Yeah. I would have got in a shitload of trouble.
They go move on, and they do also, and they go back like this.
What have we got? Hardcore porn, Second Wives Club, Days of Our Lives. Bold and the Beautiful, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Yeah. It's always a classic.
Did it affect you mentally?
Oh, yeah, occasionally.
Socially?
Occasionally. Oh, no, not social. The only time I've had a problem was I went down to Coles one day and did a bit of shopping. This bloke who followed Hawthorn followed me up and down. He was going the other way, and we crossed paths in each aisle, and he'd have a crack at me, and then we'd go around the next one, and he'd pass me and have a crack at me. This was on a Sunday afternoon, and Hawthorn were actually playing.
Did you say anything to him?
Oh, I might have.
What did you say to him?
I just had a crack at him.
Yeah. What?
You can tell a lot by a person by what they've got in their trolley. Don't you reckon?
So you went
do you quite often do? No, I didn't go. I went hard on him because some of the stuff he had in his trolley was a bit dodgy, I reckon.
Did you say?
I might have told him he was a flog.
Good idea.
Oh, hi, Sam. It's Shane.
Shane who?
And what do you want?
I just wanted to come and watch some footy.
Shane Crawford. Well, that has put a dampener on the day.
Sam, I'm sorry. I couldn't leave him in the car. Couldn't leave him in the car.
Thanks, Shane.
Try not to put your hands on his windows, OK?
Or any more than you already have.
Try not to lick the windows, OK?
Any more than you already have.
Hey, Harry, can you say hello to Grandpa Sam?
Hello, how are you? Harry, here, put it there. Don't look so enthusiastic.
Jack, say hello to Grandpa Sam.
Come on, Jack.
Jack.
Right.
Hello, Grandpa Sam.
Thank you for being so enthusiastic. How would you like to play out in the balcony there?
Hey, Jack and Harry, come and sit here, please.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. It's physically impossible to have numbers back when the first bloke got it and should have kicked it.
Well, they've also been told to play like that.
Why?
Well, I'm not sure, especially when you're
other week when the kids are on the move again, Shane. See that insect there? That is alive. Please don't touch it. See, that's a stick insect. No, dude. It's not rocket surgery, this, Shane.
Hey, where are you finding all these things?
Don't do that to the... Don't do that to the stick insect.
Oh! Hey.
Oh. Go out and play in the elevator shaft. That door should swing open.
Oh, hey.
Right.
Let's go.
Right, thank you very much.
I think Grandpa Sam's had enough, boys.
Holy mackerel. Should do a stock take.
Not sure how much footy we actually watched in the making of Fox Footy, but anyway, and we had so many stars. cars come to Sam's house that we couldn't all fit it into 1 week. So next week, how about the lineup? We've got Joffa, Boomer and Adam Cooney paying a visit to Sam's house as well. That's all in store. We're going to take a short break on the Footy Show. We'll be back with Loose Handball very soon.
Over 2 enormous weeks, Footy classified as Nathan Buckley exclusively on the show as a special guest panellist. The Collingwood Cockroach. It all starts this Monday after the massive Queen's birthday weekend at 9:15 on 9. This is a Footy classified that simply can't be missed. Nathan in the chair for 2 weeks right here.
That'll be
9.
fascinating. And what about next Wednesday night? We're on at 9 o'clock at then. What about this for a lineup? Tex Walker, Shane Mumford, Foss Footy is back, Footy Smarts is back, as well as Loose Handball. What a lineup. Big panel.
Why are we on at 9 again?
Huge panel. I'm not quite sure. Speak to the
Let's have a look at the Carlton and GWS game, which is a big one on Sunday at Etihad Stadium. The Blues need a win. Scott, how do you see it? Who are you tipping?
Going to go with the Giants. Yeah, impressive to watch Lockie Whitfield come back in the side and play the way he's playing at the moment. It's like he hasn't missed a beat, he hasn't missed a game, but he's flying. But yeah, I'm with the Giants on this one.
Giants for me, mate. Way too good. Informed team of the comp.
Yeah, I'm with the Giants as well, Sam.
You're tipping the Giants?
Yes, go. Do yourselves a favour, go down and see the best player in the competition playing. He'll be there.
Cameron Jeremy?
Yes.
Jeremy?
That's him.
Is that him?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm tipping the Giants as well. All right, there's another game. I think it's, well, I don't know if it's Saturday or Sunday. I've got 2 things. It's Saturday at the Gabba, 4:35. Good one, Luca. All right, teams aren't in because it's Saturday's game. Brisbane Lions, Freo. Oh, what do you reckon, boys? Freo?
Yeah, a bit of a tough one. I'm going to go with Freo.
Tough. I'm going to lean towards Brisbane at home, Jack.
I think the Dockers will have too much run and too much experience in the middle. Samuel?
Fremantle are going to see if they can win a game by having the entire team on the back half of the ground for the entire game.
It'd be good if they could hit a target too when they get the footy. That'd be nice.
Well, we're all going to come over and watch this at your place. I know you're looking forward to it.
Oh, no, not
We'll
again.
be
I'm
Yeah, no, come over. I'll be out of town, but come over by all means.
Oh, we got the keys. We got the keys to your house.
Okay.
Good-o. Yes, I've got a tip, don't I? Freo, I think. Freo.
Loose Handball up next right here on the Footy Show. Welcome back to the Footy Show. It's time for Loose Handball, where we raise some much-needed funds thanks to our wonderful friends Becca at Sportsbet.
Yes.
And Tim Caterson's in the house and his team from the Moorabbin Kangaroos. Times have been tough. You need this unbelievable opportunity at $10,000 from Sportsbet.
Yeah, to go a long way to giving us a hand. We're pretty keen on trying to get some juniors started to build the club. So something like this would be a great kickstart to get us going.
Well, I know you've had a tough year. You've got a lot of teams in your area, so plenty of competition and vital funds to keep the club going and financial. $10,000. This is how it works on Loose Handball, as we know. Each player gets 5 handballs for a total of 10. If the combined score is less than 75, Sportsbet donate $500. Above that, $1,500. Above 83,000, and above 85, $10,000. That's the target. Before we get into it, Sam, in the true spirit of Lou, you got a joke?
Oh, by God. This chap came home and said to his missus,
Oh, no.
I just overheard a bloke in the pub saying he'd made love to every woman in our street except one. And his missus said, I bet it was that stuck-up bitch in number 38.
All right, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, what did Lou used to say?
Thank God it's late. Thank God it's
Let's
late.
move the target.
Move the target.
Here's Scotty Selwood. Come on, Shane.
All right, come on, Scott.
Come on.
5.
7.
5.
Scott's calling himself 7. That's
7.
a 7.
12 I.
3.
7. 19 I. Come on, Scotty.
Again.
Oh, 7 is 36. So pretty good effort from Scotty Selwood to launch us off for the Moorabbin Kangaroos. Right. Bernie Dukes.
All right, Bernie, now come on, Bernie.
There's St. Bernard. 7.43. 7.50.
This one.
7.57. No. Jesus.
Wayward.
62.
On
to go,
Bernie.
And 7 is 69, so that's $500 for the team. Thanks to our friends at Sportsbet. Well done. We're a bit unlucky there. Bernie was a bit off his game at the end. Well done to Bernie, everyone involved for Sportsbet tonight. Well done. Thanks to the
well
team.
done, and thank you very much to our panel. Put your hands together. Making his debut tonight, Scott Selwood, Bernie Vince, Sam Newman. Thanks to you as well. Good on you, Paul.
Well done, Becca. Have a great long weekend. We'll see you next week on the Footy Show.
Wednesday, 9 o'clock. See you then.